Hey, welcome to Bear Down Ballers. I'm your host, AJ Bramlett. Episode 2, got my super producer, Ryan Wall, in the house again. Ryan, what's happening, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited for college basketball season to finally be here this week.
Absolutely, man. I think we had a kind of a good start earlier this week for U of A, and can't wait to see them, out in the court for a real game coming up next week. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. Really excited.
Yeah, they had an expedition game this past week. They beat Eastern New Mexico 96-50. It was just a blowout from the start, and it was great to see everyone get in the rotation from walk-ons to freshmen. It was great to see everyone on the court.
Yeah, I thought they looked really good, man. To be honest, I thought that the flow of the offense went really well. I thought that Christian Coloco played outstanding, which was a good sign. Everyone shared the ball. I thought just the quickness and the effort and speed that they played with was exciting. I think fans are going to like the style of play that they played this year.
Yeah, the one guy that stood out to me, and I wanted to get your take on it, is Justin Kier. I thought he was incredible. He was 5 for 7 from the field, 4 for 6 from three. He did a little bit of everything. And I thought he really provided that veteran, mindset and feel to the game. And he feels like I feel like he's going to be a big help to this younger roster and, a newer system that they're learning. What do you think about him?
Dude, I love this kid. I met him, like I said, when I was in town, before the season. And the thing that just stands out to me was his energy. He's just a positive guy. You can tell that he's confident, and that's going to rub off on the younger guys. And so when you have a guy that's been in D1 basketball for that long, and he's coming in, but he's hungry. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that that's satisfied with where he's at. He's still hungry. He still wants to learn. He was asking Jason Terry and I questions. A guy, you like players like that, and I think that's just going to rub off on the younger guys. He's going to be a great example for them, and he doesn't get nervous. I mean, he's a guy that's been through a lot. And so you have kind of a calming presence out there on the court. And if he can shoot it like that all season long, I mean, fans are going to love this kid. And I really like him as a player.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He played more point guard at Georgia a season ago, and people question his shooting. He was a low, 3-point shooting guard throughout his college career through two stops. Yeah, so I was a little concerned by that, but I mean, if he's gonna shoot the rock like that, he's really gonna provide a boost to this team because they played a lineup at the expedition game. They threw a lineup of four guards at one point, so it seems like everyone's going to need to do a little bit of everything and not stick to one spot for say on the court.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys that are versatile though, and that's a big plus for them this year. They have a lot of ball handlers, guys that can break pressure, make plays in the paint, and be quick, get into the create shots for other teammates. And that's something that now in college basketball is a must. So I think Kyer is going to be a huge addition to the team. I thought Kurt Kriisa, even though he didn't shoot the ball as well the other night, I like the shots that he was taking. The guy is aggressive. Every time he shoots it, you think it's going in. So he's a confident shooter, whether he's making it or not. And that's what you got to have if you're a scorer and you have that mentality. Is it no matter if you miss 2, 3, 4 in a row, you're still confident in that fifth one's going to go down. And I thought we saw that from him the other night. His energy and speed, with the basketball, pushing the ball up the court and I'm excited to watch him get a chance to expand his role this year.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about him, and I thought he was excellent in transition with the ball, getting other players involved. Obviously, he's an excellent passer. That's where he excels at. But I felt some of those shots just weren't needed, actually. And I think that he should try driving the ball in. I know he's a smaller guy, so that he could have troubles there a little bit. But I think he should try to drive more. And I don't know when it was an expedition, so he's probably not, if he's making one, I think he was 1 for 6, and then he had two more towards the end. So maybe he won't add to his extras when it matters, hopefully. But, like, are you concerned that maybe he's too much of a one-sided 3-point, or just a guy who hunts 3-pointers?
I don't think so. I think he's trying to find his rhythm. I mean, it's really his first a season back and playing, at a high level. But I watched it in practice. He can get it to the paint. He can do, he's a really high level ball handler. He's a great passer. And so I think it'll come, what I mean? And shooters shoot, man. What I mean? Shooters shoot. You got to let them have that confidence. Obviously, Tommy Lloyd's giving him the green if he's open to shoot it. And you want that because you're going to need that throughout the season. Obviously shooters are up and down sometimes, but I think the way that he shot it, just to me, and the way that he looked when shooting it, he was confident in those shots. And so that's what you want. You want confident shooters, whether they're knocking them down, 5 for 5, or they start off slow. You still got to have guys that have that confidence to knock them down when the game's on the line. So, I think he'll settle in. He'll get better and better. But I just like his attitude. I like his energy as well. And, I think he's going to be an exciting player for fans to watch and also for, his teammates to play with.
Yeah, he did play limited games last year too. So it's his real first season that he's starting, the year. Last year he had eligibility issues throughout the first about 75% of the season. So yeah, it will be great just to have his presence on the floor, as he does provide a big help there. But another guy that I wanted to talk about that, is one of the veterans on the team is Christian Coloco. He's entering, his third year. I feel like the first 2 years were about the same. We didn't see a ton of progression, but I don't want to overreact because it was, Eastern New Mexico, but I really thought he showed he's a different player. He put up 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 for 7 shooting, and I really felt like he was way more aggressive on the offensive end. When he got the ball, he wasn't just trying to, dish it back out. He was looking for his own opportunity and really taking advantage of his size, as we know he's a 7 footer.
Yeah, no, I was, pleased with this game the other night, and I kind of went through this my own self. I mean, is be getting more confidence on the offensive end takes time, and especially when you're playing with a lot of guards, and everybody's telling you that you need to score the ball, and you're not that comfortable with it yet. It takes time, and I think you see Christian. I think the game slowed down for him this year a little bit. I think he's recognized that he is the biggest and strongest guy out there most nights. And if he can use that size and, just be around the basket and score when he needs to, be more aggressive and hunt for some shots in there and play great defense. I mean, that's what they need from him. And I thought that was a great start for him the other night. It's a confidence booster. And, I hope that that's going to translate into early season success for him and just keep building from there.
Yeah, it was great to see him, hit that three that
Yeah.
Tommy Lloyd said he can take one a game after the game. That's what he said. He said he airballed
Man.
one, in the other expedition in the
Wish
last
I
few
would have been
weeks.
able to take one a game, man. I didn't take any of the game. Coach O was like, nah,
Yeah,
pass the
yeah.
ball to me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, it is better if the 3-point shooters take them sometimes, but
Nah,
it is
his
cool.
his
It is,
stroke looked good though. That was a good shot.
yeah, his free throws looked improved. We know he struggled with that, in the past. So yeah, I mean, to have Christian Coloco, to have a third year, breakout season would really be huge for this Arizona team. Another, forward player that I was really impressed with, similar to Justin Kier, who brought that feel, that veteran presence, was Kim Aiken. He was
Yeah.
really good. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds on 5 for 8 shooting from the field, hit 2 threes. I really was impressed, especially with his ball handling. I know he's played some point, in the past, and he's another guy who can do it all. He can guard centers and he can bring the ball up. I mean, what'd you think of him?
No, I mean you could tell he's a veteran. You know what I mean? You could tell he's got a very calm game on the court. He doesn't get rattled, takes good shots. He just knows where to find his spots on the court where he can do his damage on the offensive end. And like you said, he's a good ball handler. So that's what I was saying earlier. Is like they have a lot of guys that can handle the ball and make plays, and that's something that is going to be a huge benefit for them this year. And if they can shoot the ball like that, if they can shoot it like that, and Kyer and keep that 3-point percentage high during the year. It's going to be a huge bonus for Coach Lloyd. But I liked him. I mean, he's just a solid player, and they have an interesting mix of young guys and older guys that have been doing it for a while, and I think they fit together well, personality wise and play style wise.
Yeah, the other guy that I have been high on for the last few years has been Dalen Terry. He had he finished the game with 7 points, 8 rebounds, three steals. My bad, and he did a little bit of everything. And I really think his energy, especially on the fast breaks, I was just really impressed with it. I was impressed with his ball handling ability. I think he's going to provide a nice, change of pace kind of because he does have a different type of play style than like Kerr per se, even or Justin. So yeah, I really liked his game, and I really think that he can be due just like Koloko for a breakout season, hopefully.
No, absolutely. I think, we haven't seen even a scratch of the potential, for Dalen Terry. And, his energy, his quickness, his explosiveness, the way that he competes on the defensive end, he's always in passing lanes. He's always in the right spot, to make a steal or tip or charge or whatever it is. And that really translates into his fast break offense because he's a terrific finisher in the open court. You saw that, in the game the other night with a couple Euros and, just good moves finishing at the basket. And his thing was only confidence, and that comes from, it builds when you're a young player. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable, but you're going to see him, have a skyrocket year this year and just keep building from that because of his attitude, his work ethic, and just his style of play is infectious. You know what I mean? You like to play with guys like that because they're always having, energy on the court. They're making hustle plays. They're always just seem to be in the right spot. And that, that's what Dalen Terry provides. And if you can, get that consistent jump shot going too, that's just a plus for him. But overall, he's going to be a key to their success this year for sure.
Yeah, and something that I didn't like about Sean Miller's style of play and his offensive scheme was that it seemed like Terry, when he was playing, he was just strictly standing in the corner, stand still when he would catch it. Maybe he would shoot, or maybe he would, find a pick and try to get to the basket. But this year with the fast play style, I feel like it really benefits everybody because as we know, they have a ton of guards and they all want to carry the ball a little bit. So yeah, I really think that the style looks good. And Tommy Lloyd said after the game that all the plays still aren't installed. So we could see even more stuff, more detailed, plays moving forward. But the last guy and the quote unquote probably best player on this team, actually a guy we have an interview coming up with a little bit later is Bennedict Mathurin. He finished the game with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 for 10 from the field. He was 2 for 5 from three, but I think his shooting stroke has even improved from a season ago. And I thought all of his shots were good, and I thought every single one was going to drop. I mean, what did you see from him? And do you think he can, take that next step forward really and get into that 18, point per game, maybe scoring range?
Absolutely. I think that he has all the tools in his tool belt. And, you know what I mean? He's a three-level scorer. His 3-point shot is getting more consistent. I think he showed that over the summer. He was playing in the U19s and had some 30-point games, and really led their team. From all facets of the court. But I just like his physicality. I think that his basketball IQ is improving. He knows where to find his spots and where he likes to score from, and he's so strong. What I mean? He's strong and explosive. It's hard to keep him out of the paint, and he's just got a variety of finishing moves. And with expanded role for him this year and more responsibility to carry the offense, you're going to put and Coach Lloyd putting trust in him. You know what I mean? Really giving him that green light to say, hey, we're going to rely on you to provide offense this year, and go out there and do it. You're going to see him really take a giant step forward. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic as well, and I'm just excited to see him play because he's another one that has so much potential. He's a good player, a great player already, but we haven't seen the best of him yet, and I think that's going to come out this year for sure.
Yeah, as we know, last year, the first half of the year, he's still getting his feet under him. And then the second half is really when he took that next step forward and exploded. And yeah, I'm just grateful to have him still at Arizona for a second year because,
Yeah,
as we know, like imagine if, Nico 2 years ago or Josh Green stayed for another year, we would have saw that progression even further. So yeah, it's really cool to see these guys, staying in the Arizona family for another year. Something else I wanted to bring up to you before we move on, AJ, is the lineup. people were questioning who would start in the lineup, and the lineup that Tommy Lloyd threw out there against Eastern New Mexico this past week was Kirk Kriisa, of course, Dalen Terry, Bennedict Mathurin, Jules Tabellas, and Christian Coloco. Those were the starting five. Were you surprised by anyone? Did you think that anybody maybe could have been swapped in that lineup? And yeah, what do you think of it?
Yeah, I think, like we said, they have a lot of options this year. And so, I like that starting lineup. I think that, Coach Lloyd throughout the year, depending on matchups and how things are going, will probably, interchange maybe, Justin Kier or Aiken or somebody, depending on how they're playing at the moment and really who the opponent is. But I think, these guys are all on the same page and, starting is great and everyone wants to start. But they all are going to be having an opportunity to be out there on the court contributing this year. And so, I think it's really just going to be matchup by matchup on how it goes. Obviously, you want to have kind of a set five, but I think they have some tools and options to switch that up when need be, and they're not going to drop off. Like there's a lot of same level guys coming off the bench, which is a luxury to have because I don't think they've always had that in the years past.
Yeah, and I remember when Jason Terry said on our show last week that, he didn't start games, but, Lute Olson said he would finish the games. And I think that could be the case for some guys this year. I think, I would be shocked if Justin Kier isn't finishing these ball games because of that veteran feel. Same for Kim Aiken in some spots. Another guy that is still recovering from an injury should be back by the start of the season in just a few days is Pele Larson, 46% 3-point shooter. Yeah, so there's a lot of guys in the mix. As we talked about, this team is really deep. So it's going to take, probably Tommy Lloyd said it's going to take, it could take some time to figure the rotations out and that nothing's set in stone yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm saying is that it's just a luxury to have. They have a lot of guys that can shoot, dribble, pass, make plays, and that's something that teams don't always get the luxury of having, and Arizona has it this year. So and it's just going to help in practice too. You know what I mean? That because when you're competing every day, on our teams, Miles was going up against Mike D every day in practice and going hard, and JT was going against Mike Bibby, and I was going against Donnell Harris, and so it just made us better. Steel sharpens steel kind of mentality, and it's just going to help them throughout the year to improve overall as they try to make it into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I do. I think this team is they're good right now, but I think they have room for improvement, and we could see it throughout the year. And there's good news that some of the young players, Adama Ball, Shane Noel, two four-star freshman guards. We saw them a little bit briefly in the expedition, but you know, Tommy Lloyd did say he's liked what he's seen from those two, and he said that Ball won't redshirt this year. That you said in certain circumstances he will play. So what do you think about those two freshmen? Do you think they could maybe add a spark this year for
No,
some?
absolutely. I mean, Shane Noel is, he's another one, kind of similar to Jason Terry I'm sorry, Dalen Terry that has all the talent in the world, man. And, people haven't seen anything from him yet. And, he can play. He can play. He's a strong player, can finish at the rim, aggressive. And so, he's settling in right now. He's a freshman, just like all freshmen do. It's going to take him a little bit of time probably, but he's one that has a huge upside coming. And then, Bao, I like him. I've watched his highlights from when he played overseas. He's got a ton of talent too. And those guys, just like I said, are going to benefit from going against Justin Kier and going against Kirk Kriisa every day, and just learning the system, learning what Tommy Lloyd wants from them, and kind of being a star in their role and preparing themselves to take over the reins as the years progress, like the Arizona program has always done. So those guys are in a good situation. They're going to work hard and improve, and we'll see a lot out of them in the future.
Yeah, I really like Shane Noel. He's a stronger, bigger guard, mainly a two guard, and he has a pretty nice jump shot from what I've seen so far. And Adama Ba provides that, European style. He's a bigger point guard. He's 6'7", I believe, and he provides that change of pace, different type of play. But yeah, I want to do this when this comes out. Will only be a day before the home opener and the first game of the season, first game of the Tommy Lloyd era. And it's against NAU in Tucson. I mean, how do you see this one playing out? You think that Arizona could get off to a strong start here?
Judging by obviously it's an exhibition game, but I think just the way that they played, and with the intensity and the style that they play, I think they have a great shot. And plus, they're going to be at home, man. They're going to be back in front of the McHale crowd. They haven't been able to play in front of them fully for a couple years, and that feeling just the energy that you feel walking out on that court, man, when it's full and people are going crazy, that's something that's going to be special to them too. So I think they're going to come out strong, maybe a little bit of nerves and jitters at the beginning, but I see them, coming out with a good performance in the first game, and we'll get to see, some of the work that Bennedict Mathurin has done over the summer, and Tubelis and all those guys get to put it on the court and show us, the positive strides that they've made and the work that they put in.
Yeah, we've seen fans at the Red Blue game, the Expedition game a little bit. It wasn't a entirely sold out crowd, but yeah, it'll be really cool to see one of the best and most exciting, fan bases and arenas in college basketball, be back in action for, as you said, the first time in about a year and a half. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. But AJ, tell us what we have coming up on the show in just a little bit.
Hey man, I'm super excited. We got Arizona star Bennedict Mathurin coming up next. Going to talk to him about his progression over the summer, what he sees for the upcoming season, and he's a great player and a good guy. So we're excited to have him. Let me tell you guys a little bit about our partners over at BetRivers Sportsbook. If you haven't signed up with BetRivers yet, now's the time because they are offering a $250 match bonus for your first deposit. But what sets them apart is that they require just one playthrough to turn your bonus into cash money. With their new Rush Pay instant approval, withdrawing your winnings is safer, more secure, and more reliable. With basketball season tipping off, get in on the action by going to betrivers.com today or by downloading the BetRivers iOS app. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call telephone 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, yeah, I'd like to welcome into Bear Down Ballers, my guy, Ben Mathurin. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How was practice today?
It was pretty good. Pretty good. Good energy. Getting ready for the next game.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, really excited to watch y'all play, man. So tell me a little bit about your basketball journey growing up. I read that you played football and hockey when you were younger. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly.
When did you start? When did you start hooping? And do you think that playing hockey and football helped you, develop your physical game that you take to the court now?
Yeah, I started playing basketball when I was 6 years old. It all started with my older sister and then my older brother. She played at NC State. She always brought me to her practices, and that's the first moment I started picking up a basketball, and then I started playing in middle school and high school, and then I played football and hockey for 2 years. So I was doing three sports at once for 2 years. I say it pretty much helped me, football with like physicality, and hockey with just being dominant. Like, I was one of the tallest already, plus
Yeah.
kids. So I was really dominant and not afraid of anything. So it just helped me, just being um cultured with sports, basically.
Absolutely. Now, did your sister used to beat up on you back in the day, or were you able to hang earlier? Did she put it on you a little bit? Did you?
Yeah, she she
Yeah.
she used to be because she was bigger already. She was taller, and she was stronger, but she always used to beat me 1-on-1. I admit it, but now I don't think it's possible anymore.
Where was it? Have you played recently? Is it you been able to get it
She
out or what?
well, she got injured for the past couple years, so we couldn't really play 1-on-1. But she already know like it's over with. Like I'm taller and stronger now, so she has no chance.
That's right. You ready now?
Yeah.
Hey, so I know coming into college basketball, you were a highly recruited player. What was like your deciding choice on why you decided to come to U of A, man, and settle down and be a Wildcat?
I said the reason why I decided to come to U of A was more of like the alumni, um, what kind of player they produce. You know, my goal is to play in the NBA, and I've seen a lot of players who has the same style of play as me. So it just influenced me to be like, we had a great coach, Sean Miller. I like his style of play, and I think it would really fit my game. And yeah, I just feel like it was more like the environment and the alumni really like shifted my decision to come to Arizona and be one of them and just be a walkout, walkout forever.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you, my man. I'll tell you that much.
I
Really
appreciate
looking forward to your season this year. And tell me what it's been like, with Coach Lloyd so far, man. I know you're a little bit into the season, but so far in the preseason, get ready. What's that been like with the change in coaching and having Coach Lloyd at the helm this year?
Oh, I feel like it's been great. Obviously he's come from a great background. He's been a Gonzaga for more than 20 years, and he just has a winning mentality, and um just he just brought a good experience with him to the program here, and like I said, his style of play matches mine, so I just feel like it's gonna be great for me to play for him and just be a part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think you and Azulis are going to be the ones, to kind of hold things down this year.
Yeah,
You have a lot of talent on the team, but I think you two really have an opportunity to kind of expand your role. What I mean, for what you did last year.
yeah.
Are you excited for more of that responsibility? And what do you think you'll be able to show that you didn't get a chance to show maybe last year, and that you worked on over the summer, and that you're excited to kind of show people coming out on the court this year?
Yeah, I said I'm pretty excited, like you said, to show people what I've been working on the whole summer. We've had our off season started in March since we had the postseason ban. So it's say almost 8 months. I've been working on my game and just improving things I was receiving from scouts, so like some other people saying parts I need to improve my game. So I just feel like it's pretty nice to start the season, Tuesday, and the things I've been working on just to apply them in games.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, I talking about that, and you had a big summer, and I love the European game, and I love following all the players that come from Europe as well as Canada. I played overseas for 9 years, played 7 years in Spain, and actually played 2 years in Riga, Latvia, where I think you guys played for the U19s.
Mhm.
Over the summer, you were killing out there, man, during the
Yeah.
summertime. So, how did that experience? And I think you were able to lead your team to the bronze medal this summer. How did that experience benefit you? Like, what did you learn from it, and what are you taking, from that experience into this year?
Taking away from that experience, I say it was really fun. I was with the senior Team Canada senior team for the first week, and then I went with the U19s. But it was a great summer. I got to learn from a lot of NBA players and knowledge from them, telling me things I need to do in order to reach the goal. And going to Latvia, I just felt like it was pretty nice to play against the best in the world from different countries, a different style of a different style of basketball,
Right.
just to improve and just be in not in your comfort zone. So like it's just a different style of play. I needed to adjust, and I knew I got better, and it just improved.
Yeah, I mean, you proved it, I think, to everybody during the summertime, man, what kind of player you're going to be and are already. But, in '97, we won a championship. I never got a chance to try out for Team USA, man. They invited us all to try out, but they had
Yeah.
already planned our trip over to Australia, man. So
Mhm.
none of us got to ever go, and that's one of the things that in my career that I feel like I missed out on, man. That's one thing,
Yeah.
one regret that I had that I
Yeah.
didn't get to do that. How did it feel like representing your country, man, and having that Canada on your chest and going out there and representing for your people back home?
Oh, to be honest, I was blessed. I was blessed. I'm still am blessed actually. It was my first time playing for the national team. Um, the first of my family playing for the national team. I've never had the chance to play for the national team since uh, now I was not good enough, but it was more like a thing I was not looking after or for. I knew I had some things I needed to improve in order to be on the team. So I just felt like it was amazing to represent my country. And even though we did not achieve our goal to win the gold medal, we got the bronze. But at least it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, man. I mean, it had to be a wonderful feeling, man. It's just the beginning for you. So sure we'll see you on that platform a lot, shining like you were this summer. So, on Monday night, I watched the game on Monday, against Eastern New Mexico. I thought you guys came out with great energy. Everyone played well together, shared the basketball. You led the team obviously with 18 points, but wanted to ask you, like, who else besides yourself, like, has surprised you so far, leading up to the season? Who you see that's made big gains, or someone new to the team that's really made an impact with their play so far that you've seen?
From what I've seen, I think everybody's made a jump. Obviously the freshmen that were here last year who stayed another year. I think everyone has been made a big jump over the summer. Azuolas, I played against Azuolas this summer. He played really well for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And, also like Umar, my roommate, he played. I've seen the progress he made, from a year and to now. Justin Kyer, who's taking the role of leadership. Dylan Terry, he's always competitive, always the same player every day. He gets points, steals, rebounds, assists. Just a complete player. And Kerr also. He's been he didn't get the chance to play last year a lot of games, only the 8 last games. I think he's hungry and he's ready, for the season to come in. And just, basically all my teammates made a big jump since September from here, just got better.
Yeah, I really like her, man. I think people are sleeping on him, man. He can go. You just got to let him go a little bit, but he can go, man. He's got some stuff with him. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he does on the court today. I think I think people are overlooking you guys, honestly. Going into this season, and they're going to be surprised by the talent that you guys have and the way that you play, your style of play. What are your personal goals for the year, and then like what do you see for the team? Like, what are you guys trying to accomplish this year together?
Personal goal is just just being the best player I can be, the best version of myself. I'm taking the role of leadership in this team, so I'm trying to motivate the team to be like, every time we come to practice, mentality is to win the Pac-12 championship. My word is always shock the world. I want to go to the March Madness and win it all, win the championship game. So I just feel like that's my goal and the team's goal for the moment.
Yeah, I love to hear that, man. We got championship standards over there, so it's good that you guys are having that mindset, my man. There obviously last year, you had a great, really good freshman season. There's been some buzz around you, for the NBA draft heading into this year. I think that's going to only elevate, as you get more opportunities this year and more responsibilities. When I was in town for Coach Olson's, celebration of life, you and Jet and I, sat down, talked a little bit, and I mean, JT just loves you, man. And so, what was it like, having JT there as kind of as an option for you to teach you about the game? And we really think that you remind us of our old teammate Michael Dickerson. I don't know if you know a lot about Mike D, but was a hell of a player at Arizona. Played in the NBA for many years, and your games are really similar. But first of all, what was it like, having Jet on there, as a resource for you, and then who was your idol, or who do you really pattern your game after? Is there a certain player in the league right now that you pattern your game after?
I'm gonna start with Jet. I just feel like he's a nice person. He's always smiling. It was just great to have him on the coaching staff. He's always coming to practice smiling. He's always trying to teach. So I've taken my game after him a little bit, trying to include the mid range. He had elite mid range.
Game. Yep.
Exactly. So I'm trying to put it more into my game, trying to put little pieces into my game, so I can be a complete player. But it was just fun to have him around. He's a champion. He's an NBA champion, and he's a college basketball champion. So it was really fun to have all this greatness coming back to the program and show us knowledge and love at the same time. But I say a player I model my game after. I like Kobe Bryant, obviously,
Yes,
but
sir.
right now more like Devin Booker. He's I say he's great. He's a great player. Obviously, we're not really like far from each other. Like he's I think 4 years older than me.
Yep.
So I know I'm watching some college games of him and see some things he was doing and basically trying to model my game after him. I like Bradley Beal also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Bradley can go too, man. Yeah, so you mentioned that you're watching some college games of, Devin Booker. Is watching film a big part of your toolbox? I mean, that was something that we did. I mean, JT and I watched almost every single game that we played right afterwards and broke down kind of everything that went on in the game, how we can improve. Is that something that you do pretty regularly too, in order to improve and elevate your game?
Yeah, I think it's pretty underrated, watching film. Um, when you play in a game, you don't really realize some mistakes or good actions or like reads you could have um, did in the game only after the game because you're in the moment. So I just feel like watching film helped me a lot. Improve on certain things my coach was seeing that I was not seeing. So just watching film with coaches helps my game a lot and just help me improve.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? I appreciate your time, man. You
Yeah,
know, I'm
I appreciate
excited to watch you this year.
it.
I think you're in for a big upswing, and college basketball is going to know your name even more. And we're just a pleasure to have you as a Wildcat, my man. I hope you have a
Uh,
successful season, and just all the luck in the world to you, my man, and
uh,
represent for U of A.
appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Have a good season. Bear down, brother.
Thank you. You're done.